Hey guys, it's me, Shauna, and today I wanted to talk to you about brushes. I recently purchased some Sigma brushes, and I just wanted to give you my thoughts on them and compare them to some MAC brushes that I have been using prior. So by now, I think you guys have known that Sigma has this F80 brush with it, which is like a flat top kabuki synthetic brush, and it's like a kabuki but with a long handle. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is the brush. As you can see, it has a wooden handle, very thick, which I love that aspect of it. It is a flat top, as you can see. It's a dual fiber. Right here where it's brown, I'm sorry I didn't clean it, but right here where it's brown is the white fibers, and then you have the darker fibers. Let me show you the middle. It is really thick all around, and so that's how it's very soft. And what I use this brush for is liquid foundation. I think this brush was specifically made for that, applying liquid foundation. It is wonderful. It covers a whole lot of ground because it's so thick. So you really get to put on, you know, a lot of product in a short period of time, especially if you're working with foundations that dry quickly. And so what I do is I pat the foundation on, and then I go back and use it and just lightly, in a circular motion, buff out the foundation, and it gives me a really nice, smooth airbrush kind of application, which I am loving. I'm sure you can use this brush for, I would want to say you can use it for powders, blush, bronzer, whatever, but I am using this for liquid foundation. Now, I decided I would compare this brush with the MAC brush I was using before, which is the 188, and this is what it looks like. As you can see, the white fibers are a lot higher than the darker fibers, and it is definitely a lot smaller, and the handle is a lot thinner. Now, there's nothing wrong with this brush. It's a great brush. However, it doesn't cover enough skin for me. And this brush right here is a lot denser, so you don't use up a lot of product when you use this. I noticed that I use less foundation when I use this brush as opposed to this 188 by MAC. Now, I don't know what everybody else uses this 188 for, but I was using it for foundation, and it works really well for foundation for me. It's just that it was smaller, so it took me a longer time to get my foundation on, but it worked just fine. But this one, I can noticeably see the difference in the quality of the Sigma F80 brush. It is as soft as the MAC brush. It is very comparable. I looked online on the MAC website to see if I could find a brush that was even as thick and dense as this brush. They do not sell a brush like this. So if you wanted a flat kabuki brush like this, you would have to definitely get it someplace else. So, and then this brush, let's go by prices. So this MAC 188 was $30. The Sigma brush, $16. So for $16, I'm getting a brush that is very comparable to MAC quality, and I'm very happy. I must say I'm very happy with it. I've washed it already, and I haven't had any of the hairs or the fibers of the brush fall out. I've washed it twice already, and I haven't had any of the hairs or the fibers of the brush fall out. So right now I have to say, if you're looking for a brush to apply your liquid foundation that's going to give you a really clean, smooth airbrush kind of finish, definitely, and that's inexpensive compared to the MAC brushes, the Sephora brushes, I would recommend the Sigma F80. Yeah, so that's all I have to say about that. Oh, they are selling this brush with 2 other kabuki brushes for $45, I believe it is. You get this flat brush, you get an angled kabuki brush, and then you get a round kabuki brush. I didn't purchase those. I don't need them. I didn't feel the need to buy those brushes and not know what I was going to use them for. So I just put, and this is actually my first Sigma brush. I kind of watched a lot of the reviews on YouTube about the brush, and so I really wanted to try out the brush before I went and purchased all these brushes and you know, might not be happy with the brush. So I'm loving this brush. It is definitely a must-have. Now, let me put that to the side. The next brush I bought was the small tapered blending brush, the E45. So this is how the E45 looks. It's pointed, as you can see. It actually goes in an angle this way, as you can see. If you turn it to the side, it goes kind of like this way. But it's a tapered brush. It's really good for getting right up in the crease and having precisely, putting the product precisely where you want it, and then blending. Another great buy. I think this was either $8 or $9. I am very happy with the brush. Again, I looked on the MAC site to try to find a brush that was pretty similar to this before I went and I purchased it from Sigma. Their brushes are a lot thicker. So I have I think my number rubbed off, but I think this is a 217 blending brush. So this is my 217, and this is a Sigma E45. As you can see, the 217 is a lot thicker, and you know, it doesn't really point as you get it goes towards a point, but not a precise point at the tip. The brushes are comparable as far as size. This one's the Sigma brushes are probably a couple of inches, not even an inch, maybe a half an inch taller than the MAC brush, but I don't think that's a big deal. But again, I'm loving the brush, loving the brush. So what I do, if I'm looking for a more detailed crease, is I'll place the color with this and I'll blend it out. And if I want to do some really light blending, I can go in with the 217 and blend it further. So I gotta say, for the first time, and let me show you this other brush that I have. This is the hip brush that I bought for $4. This actually is closer to this brush than the other one is. However, still, the Sigma brush, as you can see, has a better tip, which is better for applying the product precisely where you want it. And you know, this one was $4. It's not as soft, but I don't think, you know, you want something nice against your skin, but that's not the main factor of buying a brush. It's got to be, I've washed this 2 times already. It still holds its shape, you know, and it really does what you need it to do. So another great brush from Sigma. I think I might end up buying either the travel brushes or just getting a full set of Sigma brushes, because I'm really impressed with the product that I got. I'm really happy with what I got, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. So if you're thinking about buying the Sigma brushes, not that you need my seal of approval, but definitely they are great and something that you might really, really want to consider if you're looking for a set of good quality brushes that are not as expensive as those MAC brushes and those Sephora brushes, because those brushes are very expensive. You can get up into the $30 and $40 for one brush, and not everybody has that much money to spend. Again, $16 is a lot of money, but you're paying for a brush that's going to last you for a good long time. You know, you might go and pay $5 for a brush. It might not last you as long as one of these. So that's my input on the Sigma brushes. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope this was helpful to you. Please let me know, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.